G'day, viewers. It's Creaky Gamers time. G'day and welcome to all our new subscribers, and thank you to everybody who has subscribed. And we'd also like to have a quick shout out to our new friends, the Rolling Bad podcast, who we've been listening to for a while. So now say my name, the Rolling Bad podcast. Go and give them a listen.
Army overview.
Okay, alright, so start there. There's the loon boss, and he is got the clammy hand, and then there's a fungoid shaman with hand of gork, a fungoid shaman with itchy nuisance, a madcap shaman with the great green spite, a spider fang shaman with gift of the spider god, and then there's a spider shaman on the giant spider, and he's got sneaky distraction. And then there's 10 shooters, 60 stabbers, and 40 stabbers, and a unit of 5 loon smasher fanatics. No, there's spore splatter fanatics there, and then 2 units of loon smasher fanatics. I'll get the fanatics mixed up. That's it. So it's Fuathan again, yeah.
We've got a unit of Ishling Guard on the turtles. We've got a unit of 4 Alapexes, another unit of 4 Alapexes, and another 3 Ishling Guard. But off the table, we've got a Soul Scryer taking Volturnos and a unit of 6 Morsar Guard in the Ether Sea, and a unit of 10 Shadow Warriors.
Okay. And you got the Aether Quartz brooch.
Aether Quartz brooch on the Soul Scryer.
Battle round 1.
You finish deploying first,
Yes.
so you can decide. You want to go first or second?
If I let you go first, you'll rush up, take the objective, and I might have trouble getting it back with.
Yeah, but if you move up and take them yourself,
I'll get charged by 60 grots.
charged by 60 grots.
I'm going to let you go first.
Let me go first. Yep, okay.
And we'll just
We'll see what
see
happens.
how many grots we can kill.
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty much how we're going to win. We just have to
Kill grots.
win the attrition war.
Yep.
The hero phase.
I'll get a command point.
Could you chuck me some?
Have you got them over there? No? No. No? Okay. So you got 1. And I get 1 now, which I need. And then my fungoid shamans, they give me a command point on a 4-up. So I'll see if I get... I've got another 1. So I've got 2 command points. Okay. Then I'm going to go and cast some spells. So the first thing I'm going to go for, the moon's starting this corner, so I don't have any bonuses to cast with the shaman. I'll do the madcap shaman. I'll do the one with itchy nuisance. That one, he's going to try and summon the geminids. Goes off with a 10. Okay, so I place the geminids wholly within 18, and then they move 8. We'll see what happens here.
And is it the same as the swords? I get to move them if I go...
Yeah, we take turns moving them. So I'm just going to move the light one over you guys. And so you'll cop D3 mortal wounds. So you cop 2 mortal wounds. I'll put a little token on you. That means you're -1 to hit. I know it says +1 to hit, but you're -1 to hit. Alright, that was a good start. Then I'm going to cast with this one. Yeah, he's going to cast the Great Green Spite. Oh, that goes off with a double 6. So he's going to use that, so he uses the energy of this unit, so you guys will cop D6 mortal wounds.
What?
2 mortal wounds. The guy on the spider, he's going to cast Sneaky Distraction. It goes off, so if you're wholly within 12 of him, then you're -1 to hit. So if you attack him, he'll be -2 to hit on there because he's got the Griff Feather Charm. But only if your models wholly within 12 of him. So just an extra minus to hit. So that's him. Then I'm going to cast this little Spidey Shaman. He gets +1 to cast because of the ornament on here, this thing, the spider catcher thing. He's going to try and summon the spiders. That goes off with a 7 +1, 8. I'm going to place that. It has to be wholly within 6 of terrain, so I'm just going to stick it there. I roll 6 dice, and on a 5 up, you cop a mortal wound. 2, 4, 6. So you cop another 3 mortal wound. Dog's got 1 health left. 1 left. Ooh. Yeah, the big guy on the back of the spider, he can cast a second spell, so he's just going to try and put for later. He'll just try and put Mystic Shield on the big unit of grots. That goes off, so they've got Mystic Shield on them. Reroll ones to save. And that's it, I think, for my hero phase. Try and cast Hand of Gorg. I'll just see if I get it off. Oh, double 6. Magic's on fire. Ollie? Go. Yeah, they'll go there.
Why not?
Why not? Why not?
What are you trying to do?
I'm sort of trying to pin you back over there so you want to go and fight them rather than try and take my objectives and stuff. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah. Right, that's the end of the hero phase. So movement.
The movement phase.
Okay, so the Hand of Gork has thrown the unit of 40 little stabbers up on the right flank. And then the big unit of 60 stabbers is just going to stick their toe into the deep water of the middle objective and control that. And then the spider and the little shooter grots are going to try and protect the left flank from the Ether Sea attack.
Charge phase.
So start of the charge phase, I could release my fanatics and try and get in over there, but I think I'll save them for later. So I'll just... Charge Cam, the Gobbos, being very brave. 6, no good. That's it. We score 2 for the middle, 1, 1. So we score 4.
The hero phase.
Well, my hero phase, you're going to take some damage.
Yeah, yeah. But the big unit of goblins is here. Alright. Oh, so just 1 unit of grots. Yep.
So for the grots, because they will be in both of them.
Oh yeah, yep.
So these are for the grots. 1 misses, but one's a 6, so it'll be D3.
Yep.
3 mortal wounds on the grots.
Yep. And on the spider?
On the spider, just 1. Nothing. Okay, that's all I can do in the hero phase.
Yep.
The movement phase.
Okay, Deepkin battle round 1 movement phase. The Alapexes, the giant manta rays here, they're moving up to get their charge off, try and take out as many of that big unit of 60 grots as possible. But as you can see, they're trying to avoid the scuttle tide, that little swarm of spiders.
attacks anybody finishing a normal move or a charge move within 6 inches. So he decides, bugger it, they just move up and the Scuttletide finishes off the last wound. So one of those Alapexes falls to the Scuttletide. The other ones are thinking about holding their objective, but Deepkin are going to rush over and grab their home objectives to make sure they've got someone on them at the end of the turn. And again, trying to avoid the Scuttletide. So some Ishlian Guard land on that home objective, and the little baby turtles land on the other objective. So the Ishlian Guard's mobility helps them hold those objectives. And then they've got the Shadow Warriors up their sleeve. So in the end, the Shadow Warriors decide to drop into those woods in the background there, and they're going to shoot out of those woods to try and hold off those 40 grots.
The shooting phase.
Shadow Warriors will shoot at those Gitz.
Yep.
Yep. 9 hits.
Mm-hmm.
And -1 to wound as well. So 3's to wound.
3's to wound. Yep.
That's 5 wounds. Ren -1.
5 at -1. Okay. That is. Have a 6 up. So there's at least 10. They have a 4 up save versus shooting. How many did you do?
5.
5. So -1. So they'll save on 5s. Oh, you killed 5. Come on, Basher. Come on, Basher. Right, any other shooting?
Yep, the Alapexes.
Those ones, yeah.
Threes to hit. Oh, but they're -1 to hit, right?
-1 to hit. I'm not sure if it's just let me check. It might only be melee weapons. Let me have a look. Yeah, subtract 1 from hit rolls, so each unit as any models pass until the end of the battle round. Yep.
4's to hit.
Yep. So who you shooting at?
These.
Just the grots?
Yep.
Okay.
Grots. Just to hit. Wound.
3's to wound.
Four wounds.
4 wounds, no rends, so we'll save on 4s, re-rolling 1s. 1 goes through.
And the other Alapexes will shoot at them.
Yep, but they'll hit on 3s.
Have an extra die.
Yep.
Hitting on 3s. And wounding on 3. Six wounds.
4 ups. Roll 1s. Killed 4.
The charge phase.
Okay, who's charging? These guys?
These guys.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Double 6.
Yeah, so they're in. Where
Gonna
do they want to go?
whip in here. You did 4 damage. The hand was on 1, though, so this one's on 3.
Yep.
And the other Alapexes will attempt to charge.
Yeah, big one from them.
4.
4, not enough.
No, they won't.
No.
Charge.
Oh, that saves me. We're only fighting these ones that are at -1 to hit. Anyone else? No, that's it.
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
The combat phase.
-2 to hit because you got -1 to hit because of the Geminids on you. And then the nets are going to make you another -1 to hit.
So we're hitting on 5.
Hit on 5. That'll slow them down a bit. Okay, so then there I'll go. We'll pile in here, but I've got to be careful. I've got to make sure when I pile in I don't go outside my wholly within 12 of the Loon Shrine, because that makes me immune to battle shock. Okay, so I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nets.
Okay, so the Alapexes hurl a lot of attacks at the Grots, and then the Grots fight back. The Loon boss has used his command ability, so the Grots do on a 6 to wound, does a mortal wound in addition to normal damage. So a few Grots die, and then the Grots fight back, and they can manage to drag down one of the giant manta rays. So the wash up the combat is the Alapexes hitting at -2 because of the nets, and the Geminids -1 failed to do as much as they needed to, and the Grots fought back bravely.
Battle shock.
Okay, and then so that's it. So we got battle shock.
Yep.
You guys lost 2. We're immune to battle shock because we're still wholly within 12 of our Loon Shrine. I want to roll high.
5.
5, 6, 7. So 1 dies.
Take the wound.
Yeah, you take the wounded one.
Wow. Not going good.
All right, and that's it. So you don't have enough guys in the middle, so you score your 2 home objectives.
Battle round 2.
All right, then we're rolling off for turn 2. Oh, I got a 1.
A 4.
Are you going to take the turn?
Well, if I don't, I get to move these spells, don't I?
You get to move one of them. Yeah, so you're going to get to move one, and I get to move the other one. You don't get to move both. So if you let me go first, I move one first, and then you move the other one.
Alright, I'm going to move it.
Yep. I'm going to move the Geminids. I'm going to move the light one. We'll go over them. Dunk. And the dark one. We'll go over them. Dunk. So it'll be D3 mortal wounds on the Shadow Warriors. They cop 1 mortal wound. And they're -1 to hit. And the other guys will cop 3 mortal wounds, and they're -1 attack.
The hero phase.
So I get a command point, and on a 4 up, other one from one of the fungoids. Then they're not frenzied anymore, but these ones are frenzied still, so these guys are still frenzied, so they've still got +1 attack. He doesn't have that on him anymore. And then some magic. So I will +1 to cast Under the Moon. So this guy, he's going to try and cast the Great Green Spite on this guy. Doesn't go off. So he's done 1. Spidey, this guy, he's going to try and cast Sneaky Distraction on himself. 7, 8, that goes off, so he's -1 to hit if you're within 12 of him. And then he's going to try and summon the Pendulum. It goes off with a 7. Try Pendulum. In 8. And then it'll remove 6. So I'll just end up within an inch of you guys. So you'll cop D6 mortal wounds. 6. Oh,
You have more wound dice.
yep. Oops. There you go. Alright, so he's done 2. The Spidey Shaman, he's going to... Yeah, he will try and summon the Quicksilver Swords. There goes off with an 8. So he's going to... I'm just going to move up there and attack him with the Quicksilver Swords as well. 12. One more mortal wound.
It's got 1 left.
So that was him. Went to the Great Green Spite. Enemy within 18, too far away. This guy, he's just going to try Mystic Shield on my Gobbos. Yeah, it goes off, so they've got Mystic Shield on them again. And the other one, I'll just go for a... So you got 1 wound left, that guy?
Yep.
He's not within 18.
The movement phase.
Okay, so the Mighty Gitz turn 2 movement phase, and the Shaman on the giant Arachnok is thinking about moving up. So the little shooter boys, shooter Gitz, are going to move up, but then the spider thinks, no, we're still a bit worried about the Ether Sea, and Volturnos and the eels are still to come on. So they're still going to keep the grots defending around the Loon Shrine. So they're just forming a fanning out and trying to protect themselves from the Ether Sea attack of Volturnos and the eels with the Soul Scryer. Then on the other flank, the unit of 40 grots that were dropped in by the hand of Gork are going to suffer the effects of the Scuttle Tide themselves.
The shooting phase.
Do have a little bit of shooting. So the little Spidey bows, 2, 4, 6, 8, so 5s and 5s, so I'll have to shoot at that guy because he's the closest. 3 hits. 1 wound. No rent.
4 up. Hits. 6 up. 1 wound.
Well done, boy.
Have you got more?
Yep. The shooters, I think they're closest to him. They're about 12 away from him. So I got, let's say, 10 shooters at him. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'll hit on 4s. On 5s. 2 wounds from the little shooters.
1 goes through.
The charge phase.
So those guys on their suicide mission, they're going to try and charge. And they go 5. No, not enough. And that's all the charges.
The combat phase.
Okay, so battle round 2. There's only 1 combat in the middle, fighting for the central objective. So the unit of little stabbers are piling in to fight the last of the giant manta rays, the Alapex in the centre. And they've got the buff from the Loon boss to use his command ability. But I think they forego at this time just to think they can finish off this last remaining Alapex. But with the extra boat saves, the Alapex manages to roll a double 6 for the extra 6 up after save, being wholly within 6 of the boat. So the last shark or manta ray, Alapex, fights on bravely and kills a couple of grots in the process.
Run. Battle shock.
Dark. 5, you still alright?
He's just alright. Yep. Yep, okay, it's your go, your turn 2.
The hero phase.
Turn 2. Alright. Hero phase, I get a command point.
Yep.
The boat on the grots.
Yep.
1 mortal wound.
Yep.
And is those other guys?
Yeah, they are. Yep. So 1 on the grots. Yep.
Who else is within 3?
Okay, the fungoid shaman here.
Is it 3 up or 4 up?
4 up.
No, no,
The loon boss,
nothing.
madcap,
Nothing.
the other fungoid.
The movement phase.
Deepkin Battle Round 2 movement phase. So they're going to all move in and try and finish off the grots in the centre of the table there. So the Alapexes have been assailed by the pendulum and the quicksilver swords and everything, but they're still going strong, so they're going to move up and they're going to, they can run and charge this turn because it is the flood tide. And being Fuathan, which is their enclave, means they reroll 1s to hit on this turn. They can also run and charge. So they're all running towards the centre, even the Ishlian Guard, now that they've secured their home objectives. And the other Ishlian Guard are moving up, so it's all hands on deck for the Deepkin to attack the grots in the centre, holding the centre objective and corralled around the Loon Shrine. And then from the Ether Sea on comes the Soul Scryer, and he brings with him Volturnos and 6 Morsar Guard. And again, they're going to be going after the little shooter grots that are on the goblin left flank. So it's not looking good for the Gitz. Let's see if they can withhold all these charges.
The shooting phase.
Yep, -1 to hit rolls. Yep, still -1 to hit. Yep.
So we're forced to hit. 1 hit. 1 wound.
Rerolling 1s to save. Save.
Those sharks.
Yep. And my little shooters.
Yep. And 12 of him, right?
No.
3 to hit. You're rolling 1s.
Hmm.
3s to wound. 5 wounds.
5 wounds. They have a 5 up save versus shooting. You killed 2. And then you got the Shadow Warriors. You're gonna shoot at those guys. Yep.
Do they reroll 1s?
No.
Wound.
Save on 4 ups, 5 ups.
That's red -1.
Yeah. You killed 2. Killed 2.
The charge phase.
That's it.
Yep.
Who's your Soul Scryer going to point his finger at these guys?
At the archers, yeah.
Yep, my little grots. Yep.
Yep.
So who's charging first?
Volturnos.
Volturnos is going in. Okay.
Can you reroll?
You can spend a command point to reroll. What's he gone? 3 plus 3 is 6. That won't be enough.
Reroll.
So we can spend a command point to reroll.
Spend a command point.
Yep.
And we'll use the Aether Quartz Brooch.
Yep. So if you get it
It's
back.
a 5 up, right?
Yep, 5 up. You don't spend the command. Cost you 1. Reroll his charge.
6.
7, 8, 9. He'll just make it.
So we'll just go straight in. And on a 2 up, you take D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah. That's because I haven't fixed his sword.
Happened twice.
The
Morsar Guard will try to charge.
Yep.
Double
Oh!
1. They can reroll.
They can reroll for free. Oh, another double 1 would be good.
Come on. 9. They're fine.
Yep, so they're going 12. Yep. Charger.
Next, those sharks.
Yep.
Will attempt to charge. 10.
13, as long as they end up, one of them gets near the little guy.
Don't want to bring him in. Probably can't fit. There.
Yep. Anyone else?
Yes.
The turtles?
Yep, the turtles.
Yep.
Yeah.
9.
9. That should get him in. And these is Schlingard.
Yep.
3. They can reroll though.
Yep.
Go in. 7. And that's all my charges.
Oh. Volcanic spears. So.
Nope.
Yeah, okay. So which one are you going to do first?
The combat phase.
But you'll still hit me, still kill those little guys. But anyway.
Yeah, I might do this shark first before he dies.
Do the shark? Yep. Okay.
Oh, so battle round 2, the high tide, the flood tide, the Fuathan are attacking everywhere. So the last of the Alapexes here is fighting the Grots, but they're struggling. The nets, their Grots are throwing nets over them, and then the Grots respond. The Loon boss is going to use his command ability so that the Grots can do a mortal wound on a 6th wound in addition to normal damage. So the Grots are piling in and we're being very careful. Tactical tip for Gloomspite Gitz players here. Always make sure that when you've got a big unit of Grots like this, don't pile in, so you go out of the buff of the Loon Shrine, which makes you immune to battle shock, especially when you're running out of command points. So the unit of 60 Grots has been whittled down a bit when they're fighting on all fronts. They're fighting against 3 Ishlian Guard turtles here. They finished off the Alapex, and then they're fighting against 3 and more Ishlian Guard eels on the other side. So they're fighting all around, doing their best. They've been buffed by the Spore Splatter Fanatics to give them 2 attacks each, and the Loon Boss, so they're fighting bravely. Then on the left flank here, the little unit of shooters are going to be fighting against the Alapexes. It doesn't look good for the little shooters. The Alapexes are piling in. They do a lot of damage with their bite attacks, even with only 1 attack each. On the high tide, Volturnos can give them multiple attacks with those bites, doing 3 damage. And so the little shooters, they're fighting bravely, but as you can see, they're gradually being removed. So the Alapexes have a go at them, and the eels, they decide not to use their Volt Spear electric shocks because they don't need them versus the little Grots. But they're being slowed down because the eels and Volturnus are wholly within 12 of the Arachnox Spider, which has the sneaky distraction spell on him. So combine that with the nets, the eels and Volturnus are at -2 to hit. So instead of hitting on 3s, they're hitting on 5s. So they've fallen into the trap of the goblins, but eventually it's too much for the goblins and they die. And then so the turtles here are fighting back next on the little stabbers in the centre, and the other Ishlian Guard are fighting back against the stabbers. Many stabbers are dying and they're being whittled down, but they're still maintaining the numbers on the central objective. So they're still, even though they don't fight that great, they're still a strong unit. There's so many of them. They started with 60 and they've thrown everything at them so far, but the nets and their lucky armour saves, etc., they managed to hold out. And they're going to stay wholly within 12 inches of the Loon Shrine, so that the big unit of stabbers, even though they've lost about half their number, they'll be immune to battle shock.
Run. Battle shock.
Yes. Very good. So battle shock, I'm immune, and I didn't kill any of your guys. So it's you score. See how many you score.
Do I score? Probably still don't have.
You don't have enough for the middle, no.
For that one.
But you score those two.
So that's 3,
3,
4.
4 you get. Yep. Eight to 6. Let's drag it over. Okay, so big roll off. Oh, I need this one, otherwise I'm in big trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the game deciding
Game
roll.
decider roll. I got a 4.
I got a 3.
Oh, I think I have to take it. So you get to move one of the spells, whichever one you want to move first.
Right.
Now. Yeah, so you don't want to move that one. Right? So you want to move one that's going to do the most damage for you, which will probably be
Spiders.
the spiders
The
won't.
swords?
The swords could try and kill a character. Maybe you could pick out a character.
I'll do this.
Or the spiders.
I think the spiders are
The
going to...
spiders are probably going to do more damage to you. Yeah.
I'm going to do the spiders.
Yep.
So they move 6.
Yep.
Going to move
In front of my guys.
right there.
Got me.
Yep.
Yep.
So I get 5 dice, right?
Yep.
And a 5 up. Is it 5 or 6 dice?
6 dice, 5 up does a mortal wound.
2 mortal wounds.
Okay, well I will move the Quicksilver swords, I think. They will. Well, they've taken 3.
Yep.
Yeah. No one's taking any over there, so I'm just going to pop it over there and attack those guys. Well, whoa, 2, 4, 5 mortal wounds on them. You got your boat save.
Oh, don't go to the boat. Oh, none of them save.
Ooh,
So 2 die.
2 die, yeah, killed 2. Oh, Quicksilver swords went off. And then you get to move, may as well move the Geminids. So they move 8. They have to fly over something to affect it, so you won't be able to get to me. So you could fly over yourself, or you could just fly them further away.
Well, if I fly, why would I fly over myself?
Just to help me out. Help me out a bit. Help the goblins. Everyone loves goblins. Okay. That's all the in-between things. I'll just move that. I'll just move that a little bit like that.
What are these things? Are they still active?
No, not anymore. Okay, so I get
Hero phase.
a command point, and I get another one because my general's under the moon, which I forgot about last turn. And then on 4 up, I'll get one for the fungoid shaman. Or I'll get another 2. I've got more command points than I know what to do. I'm going to Fangs of the Bad Moon. I pick an enemy unit. If I roll equal to or less than the number of models in that unit, it's affected by the light of the bad moon and suffers D3 mortal wounds. So I'm going to pick these turtles. So if I roll equal to or under the number of models in that unit, I roll 1. So those turtles cop D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds.
You kill one.
Or you get your boat save.
Oh yeah, that's one.
And that's it. Okay, so we'll so it's the high tide, so you guys are all fighting first anyway. But not except against my fanatics in my turn, because my fanatics fight at the start. So these guys will still be frenzied. They'll have +1 attack because of the spore splatter fanatics. Alright, so great green spite worth doing. Alright, so start of the turn. The start of my turn, I can try and dispel those spiders. So I'm going to use, he's going to give up one of his spells, so he's going to try and dispel the spiders. So I need to beat the casting roll for the spiders. So I rolled a 9, so I dispelled the spiders. You have to do that at the start of the turn before you do any casting or anything. No, if you've got a wizard you can, but this guy gives up one of his spells to be able to do it. Right, so then I'm going to use the Spidey Shaman. He's going to try and cast the spiders. So it goes off with a 5. He's getting +1, +2 to cast. So he goes off. I needed a 6 with a Spider Shaman. I've got to place it wholly within 6 of terrain. Terrain. I'm going to place it wholly within. I'll just lift him up.
Does it attack everything within 1 inch?
No, just pick one unit within 1 inch. I'm going to attack Volturnus with it. 2, 4. So that never works. Usually I can't dispel it. So spiders have been resummoned over here to attack Volturnus. And they do 1 mortal wound to him. Alright, so for his second spell, the Spidey Shaman's going to cast Sneaky Distraction on himself. Oh, it doesn't go off. He's getting +2.
Oh, that's good.
Do I need 6 or do I need... He's getting +1. He's getting +2 to cast. Oh, he failed. Oh no, he's in trouble. I needed him to be -2 to hit. Okay. Okay, this fungoid shaman's going to try and cast. Hand of Gork. Hand of Gork. Goes off with a 9. So he's going to send. Build over there with me. Sorry. Okay, so this guy, he's going to cast Itchy Nuisance. See if it goes off. 5 +1 6 is a value of 6. Yeah, but they get +1 to cast. So 5 +1 6. They get +1 to cast under the moon. So it does go off.
Wow.
So I pick a unit within 18, which will be. I'll Pick those turtles there. Not going to make much difference with them. So that's that. So he's done his 2 spells. Once a game he can cast 2 spells. That's him. So he's done it. The other guy, he'll cast his 2nd spell, which will be I'll just put Mystic Shield on the spider. I'll put Mystic Shield on the spider. Yep, goes off. Spidey's got Mystic Shield on him. That little Spidey Shaman. He'll just do an Arcane Bolt at Volturnos. Plus 110, so it does D3 mortal wounds on him. 3 mortal wounds on Volturnos. Taken 4. Marked man. The spider's going after him, I think. And that's it.
The movement phase.
Okay, so the Battle Round 3 movement phase for the Gitz. Volturnos has taken 4 wounds, so the Arachnarok is going to go after Volturnos. And then these little unit of 40 grots on the right flank that were hand-to-gawked over there are going to try and take out the Shadow Warriors. And then there's a few bit of characters scurrying around trying to get out of trouble for when the eels get stuck into them. And the Spore Splatter Fanatics move over as well. They might get a charge off, maybe. We'll see what happens.
The shooting phase.
Neat. The guys on the spider will use their little Spidey Fang bows to shoot Volturnos, so he'll be -1 to hit because he's near mates. So I'll need 6s to hit him. 1, 5. That's the sum of my shooting.
The charge phase.
So charge cam, the Spider Shaman's going to try and charge in. There he goes, 5. There.
Okay, freeze the frame there. So, I just want to alert you to my rookie mistake here. The Arachnok Spider, the Shaman there, was desperate to finish off Volturnos because Volturnos had taken 4 wounds and they wanted him dead so he couldn't use his command points and give everybody extra attacks in the high tide. But a rookie error here is that I could have charged and not kept the get the spider within 3 inches of the Morsar Guard. So that 3-inch gap there means that the Morsar Guard can use their electric spears at the start of the combat phase and did quite a lot of damage to the spider. So the spider could have avoided that by not going all the way in there and just getting within half an inch of Volturnos and not getting within 3 inches of the eels. So rookie mistake there. If you're fighting the eels and you want to charge, don't get within 3 inches of them at the start of the combat phase. Maybe I could have piled around and got within 3 of them at the later on in the combat phase, but I did not have to get within 3 at this point. So it allowed them to zap me.
Take those eels as well. And then the Spore Splatter Fanatics will charge. They go 8. They roll a double, it's bad, so they go on 8. So they're going after this guy.
Why is it bad if they roll a double?
If they roll a double, they get tangled up. One of them dies. Something bad happens. They move in, but then they cop D3 mortal wounds. That happens. Them. And then the grots over here. They go 11. That's what I needed. There. Oh. And those other fanatics. Okay, that's it.
The combat phase.
Okay, so the combat phase is on, and the Spore Splatter Fanatics fight at the start of the combat phase, and it's the Gloomspite Gitz turn, so the Spore Splatter Fanatics get to go first, and they do spike a few rolls here, and they take out the last of the Ishlian Guard, even though they're using their boat save, or there might be a wound left, And then Volturnos attacks the spider, and then we remember the spear zaps from the eels, and they are within 3. So the combination of Volturnos' attacks and the Volt Spears from the Morsar Guard, and it's not looking good for the Arachnok Spider. Yes, the eels pile in then, because it's the high tide, they all get to fight first, and with their zaps their attacks aren't even needed, and it's bye-bye to the Shaman on the Spider. So they didn't really need the attacks, they just did it with their Volt Spears, which happens at the start of the combat phase. So we could have avoided that if we didn't get ourselves within 3 of the Morsar Guard. And then the Ishlian Guard here fights back, and then the more Ishlian Guard, the little baby turtles, fight, and then they choose the Shadow Warriors to fight, and then the Grots are getting stuck in, and that battle's going to go on for a little while. That unit of 40 Grots has got 3 Fanatics inside them, a unit of 5 Fanatics in there, but we haven't released them yet because we're holding them back just in case they get charged by some eels later in the game. So we could have released them, but we're holding the objective, and those Shadow Warriors are fighting very bravely in the terrain. They've got an extra save, and they're not bad fighters. 2 attacks each, 3s and 4s, so they do fight pretty well. And then they're fighting back there, and then in the centre the Loon Boss used his command ability, so they're 6s to wound, do a mortal in addition to normal damage, and so with the extra attacks they're frenzied from the Spore Splatter Fanatics. They do fight quite well when they're dishing out those little mortals on 6s to wound, and they take a few of these turtles down with them, I think. Let's have a look. They're still fighting, few nets. There's quite a few attacks from the nets and quite a few attacks from the little stabbers. And the turtles are gone. The baby turtles are gone. Gone back to the undersea. And I think the last of the Ishlian Guard. So all the Ishlian Guard are dead.
Battle shock.
Battle shock. I lost 5 over there. Roll the dice. 5 and 5 is 10, so my bravery pretty low. 4, I think. 4. I get 5 plus 1 for the standard bearer. That's at 10, so 5, 6, 7. So I lose another 3. Another 3 round. Your bravery for you guys.
We lost 3.
Yep.
Bravery.
Just roll the dice, don't worry.
1.
They're fine. Yep. They're immune because they're wholly within range of the Loon Shrine. And then
I avoided battle shock by dying.
Yeah, by dying everywhere.
Classic strategy.
And that's it. So we will score 1 for that one over there. We get 3 for holding these 2.
Yep.
And 2 for the middle. 3, 4, 5, we get 6.
Oh.
So you've got some work to do.
I think we can.
So it's your turn 3.
Okay, I'll get a command point.
Yep.
Hero phase. You'll take boat damage.
Yep.
For the Grots.
Yep.
Nothing for the
Fanatics. Yep.
Fanatics. Nothing.
That's all that's left around there. Yep.
I'll spend Volturnus' ability.
Yep.
On himself, the Morsar Guard, and the Alapexes.
Yep. But
So I'll spend 1, see
Yep.
if I can get another one. Yep, so it doesn't spend, so I've got 1.
Yep.
Do another one. No, it doesn't spend, I roll a 6.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got 2.
You're not going to need that many attacks.
Spend another one.
Yep.
A 5.
Yep.
No. Do another one. A 1, so I spend the command point. I'll do another one.
4 extra attacks now.
6.
Got 5 extra attacks.
I spend it again. I think 5 is...
You got 6.
6 is enough.
6 is more than enough. I don't have any troops there.
Well, we're going to come and wipe them out.
The movement phase.
The shooting phase.
So,
You got
charge.
shooting.
Wow.
The Alapexes can't shoot, but the Shadow Warriors can shoot.
Oh, yeah. In cover, so held on 2s. 6 of them
Yep.
left. Oh, what about the nets?
Oh, yeah, -1.
Hit on 3s.
Yep.
Wound on 3s. 3 wounds.
3.
Alapexes can't shoot.
The charge phase.
Okay, yep. So start of the charge phase, I get to release my fanatics before you do any charging. So I'm going to pop my fanatics out here. But there's no point because you fight first this phase. Start of the phase. So, yep,
24-inch range.
yep, no worries.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Fanatics are hiding behind the boat.
Volturnus will charge.
Volturnus charging.
5.
5,
Plus
6,
3.
7, 8.
That make it in.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Yeah, yep.
Send him in.
Send him in there.
Straight ahead.
Yep.
Yep. 3 mortal wounds.
Yep.
My Morsar guard will attempt to charge. 5.
Plus 3 is 8. I think
It can be
Volturnus
more.
with what, plus 6 attacks is do it himself.
Can charge 8. Could get in there. The guy will follow. There.
The combat phase.
Yep, okay. So, combat.
I'll start with Volturnus.
Yep.
You'll get 11 attacks.
Okay, it's the dreaded Deepkin high tide where they get to fight first everywhere. Volturnus used his command ability multiple times. He was able to do that with the use of the Aether Quartz brooch that the Soul Scryer was carrying. So he rolled a lot of 5-ups, so extra attacks. So I think Volturnus is attacking with an extra 5 attacks. And the big unit of 60 grots is now disappearing. They've been fighting bravely, holding the centre objective, but now they've been attacked by Morsar Guard and Volturnus with heaps of extra attacks. And then the Shadow Warriors pile in and fight that unit of 40 grots. And the Shadow Warriors are fighting quite well. They've killed a few of the grots, but the grots there are taking that objective. And then at the end of the phase here, the Spore Splatter Fanatics are in range to pile in. And so they have their chance to fight now. And they do quite a bit of damage. and then the Grots pile in and take out a few of the Shadow Warriors, but those Shadow Warriors are being very determined and hanging in there. So the Grots are holding that objective, but the Shadow Warriors are holding them up.
Run. Battle shock.
Your goblins.
Yep, they lost 3.
And what about the ones from the shooting phase?
3, 4, 5, 6. Rolled a 1, so they're on 7. That would be 4, 5. I got enough for 10, 6, so I'll lose another 1. And you guys?
These guys lost 1.
Yep.
They're fine.
They're fine.
Ishling Guard lost 1.
Yep.
I mean, the Warsaw Guard, they're just fine.
Yep. That's it. Yep. Okay. So the big roll off.
Battle round 4.
4. I got a 3. 5. Are you going to take the turn?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna
So that's going to hit your guys no matter what.
Swords
you're
will
going to
attack
end up
them
with
also.
advantage. Put it there. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 6. 3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal. Then you get to move a endless spell, whichever one you want. Move the Geminids, or you can move the spiders.
Can I choose that and say I'm not going to move?
Yeah, but if it moves, even if it moves a millimeter, it's still going to end within an inch of the sharks.
One of the sharks is probably dead.
Yeah, no matter what you do there.
There's Geminids.
Yep. It moves 8, so you just move it over and then back again.
We'll just go.
Yep. Can only get affected by 1, so I cop D3 mortal wounds.
3.
3 die. Yeah.
These guys could make a stand here.
And my guys are -1 to hit.
That's where it gets
Yeah.
you.
Gonna slide it up. That's it, and then you can move the pendulum, so it doesn't matter how far you move it, it's going to go over you.
How far can I move it?
You can move it 8. I'm not landed in front of it.
I had to get the.
Okay, so your go, your turn 4.
The hero phase.
Yeah.
You get a command point. Oh, I got to see if the moon moves. The moon's gone now; it goes off the table.
So you don't get bonuses.
No more bonuses.
The boats, you'll take some damage.
Yep.
Maybe.
So which one?
On
Those
them,
ones? Yep, they're okay.
Yes.
The other ones?
1 mortal wound.
The movement phase.
Okay, so turn 4, the Deepkin take the initiative, and they're trying to score some victory points. So this unit of 3 Alapexes is moving up here because the little madcap shaman got Hand of Gorked over there to claim that objective, and so they've sent those Alapexes over there to take that objective back. So Volturnos is going to go after the Loon Boss near the Loon Shrine to stop the Loon Boss from bringing back at least half of the unit of 60 stabbers that are dead. So on a 4-up in the Battle Shock phase, the end of the Battle Shock phase, the Loon Boss could bring them back on a 4-up. The Soul Scry is just running forward here, and he's being careful to avoid the Scuttle Tide, the little spiders attacking him, so he's staying away from that. And Volturnos is lining up that charge to finish off the Loon Boss. So it's all set up. Turn 4, the Deepkin need to score some points.
The shooting phase.
My Alapexes will shoot 3s to hit. Rolling 1s. And 3s to wound. 3 wounds.
He's only got a 6-up save. Check out the Madcap Shaman. Got a 6-up save.
How much health does he have?
4 wounds.
Oh, do I reroll ones for them?
No.
And 3's to wound. 3 wounds.
2 go through.
I'm gonna suffer some pretty heavy battle shot.
The charge phase.
I'll get my Solskrider to point the finger at the loon boss.
Yep.
And Volturnus will charge.
Charge him. Yep.
Makes it in with an 11.
Got him there.
Oh no.
There.
How much health does he have?
Oh, he's -1 to hit naturally. I think he's got 5 wounds.
I'll put him there.
There. Yeah.
On a go up.
Yeah.
Oh, do I reroll one?
No.
They all attempt to charge.
Yep. The other pixels. Yep. 7. They're in. Yeah. That's it.
The combat phase.
That's all my charges.
Combat. So my fanatics will go first here.
Okay, so battle round 4, the combat phase, the Loon Smasher, not the Loon Smasher, the Spore Splatter Fanatics pile in here. They got I've penned them with green balls they're swinging. So they fight at the start of the combat phase. So they take out a couple of the Morsar Guard, and then Volturnos, who's still missing his sword, attacks the Loon Boss. The Loon Boss just says he's going to take him on, but after all's said and done, even though he missed quite a lot, the Loon Boss is -1 to hit because he's a sneaky little git. But the Loon Boss takes a few wounds. He's still going, and it's up to the Seahorse to finish him off with his tails. I think his tails finish off the Loon Boss is gone. So long, Loon Boss. And then the unit of 40 stabbers have been fighting the Shadow Warriors in the woods here for quite a while. They've held on well, the Shadow Warriors. They just needed some support, but they're left there on their own, fighting in the woods. So they did pretty well. And there's one left. And then he's going to fight back. Doesn't do much damage. And then the remainder of the Morsar Guard going in and taking on the Spore Splatter Fanatics. They get stuck into them, and a few of the Spore Splatter Fanatics will fall, but just behind them are the Loon Smasher Fanatics. So in the Goblin turn, the Loon Smasher Fanatics will probably have their revenge for their little mates. So you can see the Spore Splatter Fanatics sitting behind them. They've only got a 6-up save, so they can't stand up to much. They fight at the start of the combat phase for a reason, because they can't take a hit, those Spore Splatters. And that's the end of them.
Run. Battle shock.
And that's it, I think. Battle shock for me, I lost 2 there. 2 and 2 is 4, they're okay.
I lost 5.
4 you lost because you only had. Okay, so you control the middle one and those 2 over there. So you get 3, 4, 5. Yep.
Yep.
Put you on 15. Hit the lead. Big comeback. And it's our go.
The hero phase.
I get another command point. General's dead, and I get 1 for the fungoid shamans. I get another 2. I got more command points than I know what to do with. Okay, so I'm going to. All right, so he's going to try and cast Spore Balls. Goes off with a 7. Enemy unit. Each enemy unit within D6. Oh, I thought it was 6 inches. I'll see if he's within D6. He's within 4 inches. He's within 4 inches.
Yes.
He's out. Out. I thought it was 6 inches. What a waste of it. Okay, the other one will. The other one just put Mystic Shield on himself. There he goes off. He's got Mystic Shield on himself. Gift of the Spider God. He was meant to heal the other guy. Spider Thing unit. Run and shoot later in the. Alright, so I don't have any magic spells left that are going to do anything for me. So I'll just go to
The movement phase.
Okay, so Battle Round 4, the Gitz, the mighty Gitz movement phase. There's not many Gitz left, but we still have the mighty Loon Smasher Fanatics that survived. They popped out of the big unit of 60, and they've been hanging around ever since, waiting for their moment of truth to do something. The little Spidey Shaman runs up and takes that far objective, very sneaky, and the remainder of those 40 Gitz take that other objective and hang on to it.
The charge phase.
So I've just got the charge of the Fanatics. The Fanatics, they go 9. So that's fine. I'll get away from the boat. And that's it. So that's the only combat we have.
The combat phase.
So the Fanatics get D6 attacks each. You get 19 attacks. So they hit on 4s and wound on 3s. So 4s and 3s. That many hit. And 3s to wound. 2, 4, 6. 6 at -2.
I need 6 to save.
6 is to save.
Take 5.
So it's 5d3. Oh, so it's 9, 12, 15.
Oh, they're dead.
15, you might be wholly within 6 of the boat.
No.
No, not quite. No. They did it. Fanatics saved the day.
Oh, wow, they're good.
They are good, yeah. They can be good. They're a bit random.
They're very susceptible to mortal wounds.
Mhm.
1 health each, right?
Yeah, it's 6 up save. Our turn. We got the middle one back.
I don't think I can catch up.
And we got these two. So we got this one and that one. So we get 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we might be able to call it there. If I'm on, maybe, I don't know. I'm on 19.
You got 1, 2.
Oh, I got another one there. I'm on 20.
Oh, maybe Soul Scry.
So I was right, I might be able to kill him.
5. Oh, I do have a chance.
You do have a chance, yeah.
To make it higher.
You need to win the roll off though.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is it. Battle round 5.
So roll off. No battle shock that turn. No. So roll off for turn 5. I got a 5.
A 2.
Oh, so we would take it and score 5 again.
And then I won't be able to catch up.
No.
Oh, the finally defeated Deepkin.
1, 2, 5. So we would take 5.
There's no way.
I would have gone to 25, and then you would have got might have killed him with the Soul Scry shooting him and stuff. So you might have got 5 on your last turn, maybe.
Yeah, but then you would have probably came back.
Well, that was it. That was the last turn. So I would have scored another 5. You would have scored 5. I might have got 5.
You only need to score another 1, even if I.
Yeah.
You finally defeated Deepkin.
Finally, many grots died in the process, but you hadn't faced grots before, so you didn't know what they do, huh?
Yeah.
So now you know.
I know these guys. I got to watch out for them.
Watch out for them, yeah. But your army can counter them because you fight first.
Yeah.
So I can't release them on turn 3 because you'll kill them. So I've got to either use them early.
I should try shoot them as well.
Well, you can't because they're in the units.
Ah.
Because they hide in the units until I bring them
The
out.
other ones didn't.
The spore splatter ones, they're the ones that stay on the table, but the dangerous ones are the loon smasher ones, which hide in the units. The other ones are pretty good. That's probably the best they've done. But the ones that pop out of the units, they're the ones that do a lot of damage. If they work, then the army goes really good. The fanatics. If they don't, then the army's got.
And you took my Alopexes out of the game, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, you should have. Well, there was the army list that you had. Probably that was it. Because you needed something to hold back. Yeah.
Because in my other list,
you didn't really need the Ishlian Guard up here. They weren't going to do much. You should have kept them back there. Counter my. You probably didn't need the Ishlian Guard to go up there.
Maybe for next time.
This show is awful. Terrible. Disgusting.
See you next week.
Of course.